Welcome back, Dota 2 fans. Game 4, Grand Finals. Sacred out to a 2-0 lead. And they look shaky in Game 3, I have to say. Did not look nearly as coordinated or communicative as they had in the previous two affairs. But, hey, that's what a 2-0 lead gives you leeway, right? This is just Game 4, so still 2 chances to make it to California for Sacred. As it stands, Infamous need to earn their chance to make it to California with a win here. And we'll jump into the first bans. Again, the Clockwork going to be banned by Infamous. That seemed to work out for them last game. Matthew styled on it in his first 2 games. His Slardar wasn't terrible last game. He did find them a lot of picks, but early on, alongside King Tekka, they did overcommit, and they felt a bit zealous in that bot lane. You know, they shut the anti-mage down early and then tried to continually do it. And the reaction was appropriate and present from Infamous, where they brought in Pepita for the first time. He got a double kill on the Ember Spirit, and from there, things seems to start to get out of control for Sacred's off lane, at least. Still did some good things in that game, Sacred, but overall they just got anti-maged. And contemplating their 3rd ban here, it's often been the Beastmaster in this slot. It is first pick for Infamous's side, and it will be the Beastmaster again. So Lion available, Rubik available, both heroes that Schofield and Excel love to play. Ancient Apparition also in the pool. And with the Wyvern banned out, perhaps Ancient Apparition a little less valuable as a counter pick there. But already into reserve time on the very first pick of the game, Infamous backs to the wall here. But hey, that didn't seem in any way to deter them in Game 3. Where even off to what would in most cases be considered an early deficit, they were able to drag that game back. All 3 Roshans were taken by Sacred's side, and still to no avail. Earthshaker is going to be the first pick. Shades of 7.06 here. Bit of a flex pick, off-lane support, both possibilities. And in edge cases, the mid lane as well. Hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday so far. I know I am. My Denver Broncos are going to get stomped by the Patriots tonight, but I believe. And Infamous is certainly showing signs of belief in that game, too. There's the Lion from Sacred. This is something more often run by Infamous for Schofield. So perhaps a bit of a deny pick. As often we've seen in these drafts, the support duo be drafted early on. But they will lean on Leo Styles' Puck here again. And this is something I've kind of constantly beat to death. One of his best players, and I think it's well worth an early phase pick. And King Tekka seems to agree here, perhaps taking this game a little more seriously than the previous one with a 2-0 lead. Not to undermine the attitudes of the players, but just from their play, seemed like they were a bit loose, for lack of a better word, in that Game 3. So deep into the reserve time, Pepita will go. Nyx Assassin, a certain possibility here up against the Puck early on. But that leaves you with maybe 2 melee supports or at least 1 melee support, so not necessarily ideal. Rubik is always slated to have a good game in general against Lion. all of his spells are good to steal aside from Mana Drain in general. And usually you combo them up before ever popping a Mana Drain. So, wow, the Keeper of the Light going to come out here for Infamous. So a pseudo counter to the puck with the Mana Leak. But a complete switch of pace and a bit of a throwback combination, the Caudal Earthshaker. So to some extent, this may indicate that the Earthshaker is a core. Shocker Magic is like the entire mana pool of the Earthshaker early on. So can't allow him to spam his shit out. Spam his stuff. Sorry, guys. My ears. Juggernaut. Oh, there we go. Unplugged my mic there for a second. Nice. Juggernaut and Brewmaster bans. We've seen Infamous run the Brewmaster in the first phase quite a few times. And the Anti-Mage ban comes out from Sacred here. Against the puck, it makes a lot of sense, but definitely feels like a little bit of PTSD from last game. Nature's Prophet ban going to come out from Infamous. Although Caudal is one of the better heroes, you know, at dealing with split push. And helping his team deal with split push with the recall. Still just a great laner for King Tekka. And one that can contribute across the map with great setup like Lion and Puck. Already down to 16 seconds of the reserve time for Infamous. And Sacred beginning to eat into theirs here as well. Sand. They'll pick up the Sand King. Nothing, something that they haven't picked up at all thus far, but this offers them a plethora of disable with the Lion, Sand King, and Puck opening. There's a lot of team fight amongst these heroes, and a pretty appropriate reactionary pick in the Omni Knight against all this disable and magic damage early on. So likely a core Omni Knight. Could potentially be the Earthshaker though. But to some extent does feel like you want to prioritize the Omni's levels in this game. Despite the Earthshaker being on the table, Terrorblade definitely feels pretty good here for Sacred. I mean, there is pure damage from the Omni and the Echo Slam, but you need some heavy physical output if you're Sacred side. They're going to pick up the Razor. He kind of fits that bill with the Static Link. But Mana Leak is a great tool against heroes like Razor and Bristleback and Viper and any sort of hero that wants to, you know, Slardar, any sort of hero that's run into the fray. Mana Leak is a great way to just completely stop that train dead. So it's an interesting pick for me. We'll see if it pans out. Mana Leak, Blinding Light, both good against the Razor. Gonna need a BKB and quick. Slark pick. Gonna come out for Infamous. Is a very good hero with a repel behind him. Good laner as well. Leash can set up for the Illuminate more often than not, especially with a Fisher to be thrown out. I mean, you do expect a dual offlane from Infamous, more than likely. You know, whether it be Coddle Earthshaker or Coddle Omni or Earthshaker Coddle. I said Earthshaker Coddle already, didn't I? Omni Coddle, I guess I suppose. Omni Coddle could be very good. Shocker Magic Purification sounds OP. So, Death Prophet ban coming out from Sacred. Another hero that, to some extent, punishes you for running in with the Siphon. Exorcism, of course, being most effective in close proximity to the enemy. Legion Commander ban is going to come out from Infamous. Any sort of long duration lockdown against the Omni or Slark. Will always be looked at very positively. Alright, Ember Spirit going to round out the lineup. Pepita going to pick that up once again. And another hero with his innate mobility and elusivity that benefits greatly from Repel. Also a hero that will be in the front lines alongside Slark. So Omni Knight, just a perfect pick to facilitate these two cores. Although the Ember Spirit does have a bad matchup no matter who he faces in this mid lane, whether it be the Puck or the Razor, and more than likely the Puck. But you can always just throw your Coddle mid lane for the first bit, throw a Mana Leak on the Puck, make his life literally hell. And expecting the offlaner here from Sacred with 0 seconds. They will pick up the Axe. Alright, so can be a very good hero versus the Omni. That deals all pure damage with the counter Helix. Still, Mana Leak, again, a problem. Coddle is good versus every single core of Sacred's side. But a really nice pick against the Slark is that Axe. And with a Sand King in his lane or a Lion in his lane, they can certainly pressure the opposite safe lane. Razor is decently self-sufficient. You run at him, he kind of punishes you with the Static Link. So it makes it very difficult to run at him, even with just one disable there, like the Lion Impale or the Sand King Burrow. They can probably leave 2 heroes in the safe lane for the majority of the early game for Sacred, and allow one to help the Axe pressure the Slark. Slark is very pressurable early on, even with something like an Omni behind him. So it seems like the Axe pick could pan out swimmingly for Sacred. It's game 4, guys. Someone is going home. Not necessarily this game, but today from the South American qualifiers, and Sacred with a 2-0 lead need to pick their socks back up in this one as Infamous look to mount the comeback here in game 4. They've taken one step on that long road, and they'll look to put the second foot forward here. Pleased to be casting this series for you guys. Hope you've enjoyed it so far and that your eardrums are not bleeding. If you'd like to do the camera work for me, please add me on Discord. Dire Observer Ward gives a good amount of vision in this low ground sort of valley. Matthew in range for the Burrow Strike here. Pepita could be in trouble. They've got the link. Oh, Repel is going to be skilled up by Stinger. Still the body box coming through, and big right clicks from the Razor if he can get in range. Fairy Fire from Pepita keeps him up, but Old Stinger will sacrifice himself for the greater good, which is his Ember Spirit. Illuminate comes out, connects onto 3, so will force out some regen from Sacred's side, but they'll be content with that first kill and don't even want the bounty rune here. Impale, though, is going to connect onto the Coddle. Illusory Orb flies out. However, it'll be difficult for them to chase him down, even with the Matthew Boots first Sand King. They will now secure a couple of runes for it. And the Coddle comes back in. Masoku needs another right click here. He's there. He's got it. Thought he might be just short. But 2 kills for Sacred, and in complete opposite fashion of game 1, they start off very well. Benjaz holding his TP for the time being, walking his way to the top lane. Yeah, I just said walking. Alright, it's been a long day. Leo Style with his patented signature. Incredible. Alright, I'll stop. Puck. And they're going to give King Tekka some, let's call it precedence here. Farm priority, as they'll give him the safe lane. Wanting him to have a good game. It is still a tough lane. We mentioned the dual off lane likely to come out. In fact, from both teams here. But it is going to be the aggressive tri-lane from Sacred into the face of this Slark. And yeah, they are going to try to dodge it as much as possible. Understandably so from Infamous's side. So we'll likely see, you know, a reactionary move from Sacred as well, as he sees the Slark bottom now. Not level 2 yet for King Tekka, so he's not that tanky. We'll get the kill on the range creep. And a TP in top lane from the Omni Knight. Now he could be in trouble. Getting body blocked up. The static link is there. The Fisher, though, keeps him back. However, he's slowed up. And one more right click needed from Benjaz. Can he get in range as he makes it to the trees? Burrow Strike will be there, but from Matthew. Nicely played. And Benjaz still sitting on 56 stolen damage. They may continue to press forward here as bottom lane. Masoku maybe setting up on the Slark here. Gets it. Oh, nice pounce away from Deity, who has held his own as a stand-in for Infamous thus far in this series. Mid lane, 7 CS for Pepita is more than what you would expect from an Ember Spirit in this matchup. But Leo Style still 9-4, winning the lane at the moment. Benjaz 1v1 versus Schofield at this point, as the Slark Shocker Magic is skilled up, so no mana leak just yet for the Keeper of the Light. And rest assured, King Tekka is well aware of that as he presses this lane. Meanwhile, mid lane, Leo Style salving up almost simultaneously to Pepita. Matthew bottom lane looks like he might get scouted by the range creep here, and he does. So no surprise or trap to be sprung here. Deity gonna queue up the Dark Pact. The hell is this shit here? Oh, it's the courier. Alright, I was jebaited, boys. Thought that was some new spell. 18-7 now, starting to widen the gap. We just mentioned a moment ago how even this lane was going, surprisingly so, and Leo Style has, well, he's made it a barn burner. The man is good on the hero. I can tell you that much. Masoku gonna find himself a Keeper of the Light. They've got a Burrow Strike. Battle Hunger is there as well, and they shouldn't even need the taunt. Indeed, they'll hold it. And the tri-lane bottom of Sacred will net themselves a kill. 4-0 for Sacred after the initial 2 kills on the Omni and Keeper of the Light. Schofield in range of Benjaz here, but Benjaz doesn't feel all that threatened. Has a salve on his person. And bottom lane, Masoku gonna find himself a Coddle. 4 minutes in. Deity rotating over, and he'll turn and find the Impale onto the Slark. Burrow Strike will be there as well to ensure Masoku retreats safely, and Deity all the meanwhile not finding any farm. In top lane, they do take out the Razor. I caught it, I swear.
Regeneration.
As the combination of Schofield and Old Stinger gets it done. See, this is what happens. You just kind of snowball when you lose kills like this. So it looks like they found out a straggling Coddle in the river for the 2 supports of Infamous. And now top lane, Benjaz jumping forward, finding a little bit of a link here. 91 damage stolen. Pepita 30 CS in that mid lane to the 12 of his counterpart. And now a potential dive bottom lane. Deity's going to get into the fog, though. And this is definitely a hero that they can dive under tower if they have a big enough wave. Top lane once again, Benjaz being aggressed on. DJ Nora is there from Stinger. Benjaz will steal a little bit of damage, 47, but he could be in trouble here as Purification going to come through. Fisher, nice to wall Benjaz off. Body blocks are there, and a couple more right clicks will net them the kill. Purification, not enough mana actually for the Omni Knight, and the Razor is going to make it away unscathed this time, or alive, I should say at least. 22 denies for the puck in mid lane. And 12 denies for the Axe in the bottom. Thinking about Battle Hunger here. Bottom. At least just making life a living hell for the Slark, who respectably so has accrued 12 CS, but certainly well behind where you would expect him to be. And Sacred looking like the Sacred of games 1 and 2 in this fourth affair. King Tekka dropping his Tranquils there as the Illuminate approaches him. And top lane, Benjaz going in on the Omni Knight. Masoku, though, could be caught out here by Schofield. Benjaz has a lot stolen. Two-man Impale could help him. They get the Hex off onto the Ember Spirit, and Masoku, he's likely going to drop here. They get the stun off onto the Omni Knight. He'll purify himself, and they'll kill off the Razor. Now the Lion in trouble as well. He is going to opt to TP out here. Enchant Totem, not going to be there in time, and he does make it away. Matthew going to run into the Slark. Will burrow down to the low ground. Nicely played, but he still ends up getting pounced. Does not have a point in the Sandstorm here, and with the Orb of Venom taking a lot of damage and will end up dropping. So a response here as mid lane. Schofield gonna get coiled up, and Leo Style with ease will bring down the Earthshaker. Action across the board. Half of this tower already taken out as well. Meanwhile, the Coddle gonna get chased down and coiled up by King Tekka in the bottom lane. 1,600 gold on this safe lane Axe, and you know, staring down the barrel of what could be a very early Blink Dagger. Shadow Dance is now available for the Slark. Still, Axe a great way to deal with that, especially with a mobility tool. No points in the Mana Leak yet, and so still kind of free run. Taunt is going to be there, and they need one more spin. They will not get it. Shadow Dance comes off too as well, and King Tekka going to run into Matthew, give him a kiss, and back out. We're alive, man. Kiss me. What face. Benjaz barely able to sneak out. Oh, he's not. He's actually stuck from the Fisher, and Schofield, repelled up, is able to make it away from the static link. Leo Style, in the meantime, 8 minutes in, going to bring down this tower at mid lane, secure himself the last hit. And King Tekka backing off to the jungle, rather understandably so, as he's only 70 gold away from his Blink Dagger. Deity hanging around, looking to at least soak some experience here. Call will be used, and that'll mean that he feels fairly safe to do so, as Matthew nearby, and they'll even bring the puck in to secure this stack for King Tekka, who now has 2,400 gold and a Blink Dagger from the side shop. And promptly we will see Deity and Excel back out of this lane completely, relatively aware of how much farm this Axe has gotten. They're going to play it safe, and wisely so. Just sitting in the trees is Tekka, as Leo Style begins to farm this bottom lane. He's already taken all he can out of mid, and they'll give a little bit of that experience in mid over to Matthew on the Sand King. Leo going to activate his DD rune, and they'll start to put some punishment into the bottom lane. He will look to garner a reaction, and King Tekka, with his Blink Dagger on cooldown for 7 seconds, setting up to find a kill here. Coddle going to queue up the Illuminates from the side, and this one shouldn't hit the Axe. It doesn't. And now Excel so close to death, he doesn't realize it. Jump forward, taunt is going to be there. Leo Style does have a coil if need be, but not even needed. The Culling Blade will finish off the Keeper and dismantle him from his horse. 8-3 for Sacred, a 4k gold lead though here, sub 10 minutes. Papita just used his Searing Chains, could be in a little trouble as Matthew bumps into him in the jungle, but doesn't end up getting him. Now bot lane continuing to go in. King Tekka blinks out. Leo Style still surviving here. Purification going to bring him low. He will jaunt to the north and go for the TP, and he'll make it. King Tekka survives somehow as they end up getting the kill on Schofield. The Coddle kill was a while back, that's why he's alive. But they get the kill on the Earthshaker. Culling Blade used coil. The whole shebang. In the meantime, Benjaz and Masoku pushing in top lane. Matthew will join them here. And with a siege creep wave, this should be a second tower, excuse me. Third one rather low in the bot lane for Sacred side. Leo Style with a quick pause as once again, under the cover of smoke, King Tekka going to TP in towards the bot lane. Leo Style going to dodge the Illuminate with a phase shift. And King Tekka hanging around, trying again to bait his puck. As they see no one top lane defending this tower, so figure there must be some more heroes present in bottom. Illuminate, actually cancels the blink of King Tekka for a couple of seconds. It's now back up. And TPing out. And he gets the call. King Tekka gonna find himself a Coddle and gonna get the Culling Blade off. Well, I say that, he's not even gonna need it. Couple more right clicks will find him the kill. Meanwhile, top lane, Benjaz going to be initiated on by Papita. Schofield coming through. Does not have an Echo Slam, but the static link will be there. Couple of activated remnants. Fisher is there as well. Benjaz getting low. There's no right click left, though, for this Ember Spirit. And he doesn't have any spirits as remnants as well. Impale going to fly out. And the Finger of Death. They finish off the Omni Knight now. Chasing for more. Leo Style has the coil. Pops it onto Schofield. He'll go for the TP out, though. Heads up play by the Earthshaker. And he will make it away. However, net worth here 12 minutes in being dominated significantly by Sacred side, as the series was in the first two games. Deity had a rough lane this game, just as he did in game 3, and he was able to recover from that impressively. But in this game, playing the Slark as opposed to the Anti-Mage, it's a lot longer road to recovery. Need to kind of get it through kills as opposed to farming. And without Iron Talon in the game, Slark just not nearly as close to the farmer he was. King Tekka gonna get his blink cancelled with one little slap from the Earthshaker. But he has a blink available now. Oh, just south of the Slark, though. Bit of a misplay, missed shot by King Tekka there, and Slark will make it away with his life. They were bringing in the Matthew Sand King, so it could have been certainly a kill had they called him up. Benjaz finding some alone time top on the Razor. And this is, well, let's see, do we have anything? We don't have anything flying out, it seems, for the Coddle. One of the poorer Coddles we've ever seen, really. So accustomed to the GH style of play where it's able to be greedy, farm up the jungle. Burrow Strike comes out bottom lane. Illusory Orb is there as well, and they get the silence off, even commit the epicenter from Matthew. Leo Style will start to work on the tier 2, and this team just seems totally different when he's on this hero puck. Nighttime, Pact is going to be there, and a pounce out from Deity. He's going to leave the Centaur Conqueror for Masoku to finish off, and he'll be more than happy to do so. Meanwhile, somehow the Coddle dies again. Top lane. And Axe could be in trouble here. He's going to get pounced up. Has his Blade Mail, though, but the Purification and the Repel keep the Slark in fighting shape. Papita, though, he's getting low. And Leo Style trying to look to finish him off. Benjaz in trouble here as well. Gonna get pounced up. It's a double kill for Deity, and this is exactly what he needs to get back into this game. Matthew thinking about pressing forward as the Shadow Dance was down, but still just with the one Burrow Strike. And a timely, not sure if it was an Invis rune on Papita, but giving them the vision of the Axe there to initiate. And that forces out the single man call onto the Slark. So a really helpful engagement. Still, though, the Radiant with a sizable lead here early on. As Matthew going to run into Schofield. Masoku nearby with the Hex as well. Instant cast point. And he's a little bit far out of range. And now Sacred looking to group as 5. Blink Blade Mail is up on Tekka, so no reason to really wait to make a move here. They are a bit lacking in vision, but team bonding moment at the shrine. And likely a smoke to follow as Leo Style continues to shove in the bottom lane.
Regeneration.
On the low ground with the Shadow Blade, Deity. Oh, the sentry just dropped. They get the Hex down, and the call is there. This could be a huge kill. They find it with the Finger of Death, and the puck spells. Old Stinger coiled up, gonna repel himself, but just gonna accept his fate. He'll actually walk south to ensure that no more of his heroes are taken in this bloodbath. And what a sentry placement by Masoku. Vac, indeed. Meanwhile, mid lane, Matthew gonna dodge out potential death as he burrows to the south. And Schofield gonna look to secure the last hit of the tower mid, which he does. Meanwhile, though, their tier 2 being taken out top lane, and Siege Creep Cardi gonna be the one to pick up the last hit there. Blink Dagger is now up for Leo Style, or at least purchase a bowl. But with King Tekka's Blink, they're just going to look to make more happen. They have vision of the Slark here. Coddle can... Well, he's actually pretty far away now. I'm going to say he can ult and Blinding Light. Taunt does find him. The puck coming through with the Waning Rift, and the decapitation from the Culling Blade is successful. King Tekka looking much different this game than he did on the Prophet. 7-1-2, and the captain showing up for his team in a extremely important affair between these two mostly Peruvian squads. Leo Style atop the net worth here by a wide margin on the puck. Well, mid lane, they are going to jump in, and Epicenter going to be dropped. Can they get out on the Ember Spirit? They cannot. Hex OP, 707. And King Tekka not even needed for that one. Illuminate, though, going to clean this wave up promptly. And King Tekka taking the aggro of the tower to ensure Leo Style can TP in, as he purchased up his bots on top of the Blink here. So ultra farmed on the puck at this juncture in the game. A bunch of heroes smoked here for Infamous, but Sacred have traveled north to look to take out this final tier 2 or second tier 2.
Double damage empowers me.
And everyone looking to extract themselves from the top lane as bottom. They look to go in on Deity with the Slark. And now the Burrow Strike coming through. They need one more spin. They don't get it. He'll get the Shadow Dance off. Still battle hungered up. It will purge that now and get the Shadow Blade. And it's just a little bit of a quick trigger finger from King Tekka. Don't know that they get the kill there anyways. They needed one more spin to put him into cull range. So
a prize.
My bars are set at 250. Oh. He did look a little bit, or a good amount, I should say, shy of that. It is a level 2 Culling Blade, though. Still look quite a bit shy of the 250 mark. Slark and the Shadow Blade away, meanwhile. Leo Style toying with the enemy. And Matthew, now with a blink of his own, going to jump forward. They get the call off onto the Ember Spirit as well. Epicenter even used, and they will spare no expense. Blink, though, Echo onto 3. Can they turn this? They get the Fissure. Purification is there onto Leo Style as well. Now jump down to the low ground. Nicely timed by Deity. Now King Tekka in trouble. Mana leaked up. He's going to get stunned as he loses all of his mana, and this could be a 3-for-1 and will for Infamous with a massive turn from Schofield. Even Masoku in trouble now. Deity pressing forward. Pounce in 1. And will not connect with the pounce. However, in general, a lot quicker. Oh, now Benjaz effectively killing his Lion there. I think the Fisher hits him, but he's probably on the opposite side. He kills the Slark, though, using the Eye of the Storm with pretty much one target hitting it, and he's got 126 damage stolen. Now Matthew back into the fray. A couple more right clicks. Benjaz decides to show up to the game of Dota 2, and he's going to be rewarded with a couple of kills. As overall in this game, involved in 4 of the 20 kills that his team has attained, and 2 of those kills were there in the mid lane. 8 of the 20 kills, excuse me. 4, 3, and 4 on the Razor. Jump forward, top lane. Blink Blade Mail Call does a lot of damage, but not quite enough here. RNG not with King Tekka on that one.
Great conductor.
But you can't blame him for the attempt. Deity quietly finding his farm on the Slark, was able to do so on the Anti-Mage, but again, Anti-Mage often synonymous with farming. Matthew looking for old Stinger here. It is nighttime. He gets the repel off. Can they press forward here? It's a level 3 repel. They'll get the tier 2 and secure that. Mid lane, Pepita showing briefly as the wave died, though. He backs out. Leo style pinging his location, but no one gonna go to him yet. Matthew pretty deep here as someone on the hill gonna pop the smoke. King Tekka blinks out. Finding Light wouldn't have canceled that in any case. And Sacred will continue to work on the tier 2 in this mid lane. Benjaz has the S and Y up on his Razor at this point. Old Stinger making a move out with Excel. Down towards the bottom lane where King Tekka's jumped forward. He's going to find the call onto the Earthshaker. And they will be able to find him. Everyone else from Infamous does extract themselves from any further danger. And Matthew, although veiled up, seems like he was able to blink to safety. So it'll be the 1 kill on the Earthshaker. They will save their tier 1 from going down. Now Matthew in towards the mid lane. TP inbound from the puck. Oh, he gets the right click off. Kills off the creep. Now jumping forward is the Axe. Shadow bladed up as the Slark jump forward. He's all by his lonesome. Oh, now joined up by Leo style, and Coddle going to be dropped. Meanwhile, taking out the Lion was Deity. Matthew in trouble. Blinks away. Nice coil snap there. Is going to be purged off by the Dark Pack. Benjaz has joined the fray now, though. And a jump forward blind call from King Tekka. Finds the Omni Knight chains. And 1 remnant should bring down the Sand King. But now Pepita kind of out in trouble here as he remnant him back. Didn't know if the Searing Chains would take him out. And a perfectly placed orb by Leo style is going to allow them to give pursuit here. King Tekka does not have enough mana for a call just yet, but will shortly. And they get the slow from the Unstable Current passive. On the Ember, they'll take him out. That's 4 down. Dota 3, killing the Ember Spirit effectively as he had used all of his remnant charges. And up to the high ground, Sacred will go. Fairly low respawn timers here. And yeah, they will respect that. Was just going to mention kind of the trauma they experienced in the mid lane with the Blink Echo from Schofield. And seems that Sacred have a vivid memory of those occurrences. So they will back out of top. But nonetheless, continuing to generate a lead here.
I'll take your tribute. Regeneration.
Silver Edge completed up by the Slark. Still rather fragile, though, the hero is. Oh, Sentry, unfortunate placement. Bit of a false positive here for the Infamous side, as there is still vision in this area. Now mid lane, jump forward call is going to find the Omni Knight. Finger of Death is there. They'll spare no expense in taking him out. Meanwhile, top lane, Matthew, as he's done all game long, kind of playing away from the team and proving to be a rather elusive target. Now looking in towards top lane as the units go in mid. Sacred trying to take the easier lane here. working on the tier 3. Deity does not have a TP on his person, and Matthew may be looking to cancel this. His comrades will back out though, top lane. As King Tekka working on a BKB, might have it flying out. BKB coming out for Benjaz. Oh wow, they may just see the Slark here. Matthew walking down to the low ground. It's daytime. He gets the pact off. Can they burrow him now? He will get burrowed up. Puck is going to be there. Silence, coil, and the call. That's a dead Slark. And you can't really blame Deity for playing at that position on the map. You know this entire area is occupied by Sacred. But unfortunately, he gets punished as the lone straggler Matthew hanging around. And a couple of TPs onto the shrine. At them a big kill there. 28 seconds on the sidelines. Sacred, again, looking to pressure high ground against a Coddle and an Earthshaker. Not an easy task by any means. There is a buyback on the Slark, but he's up in 15. So, seems like Infamous may just concede this tier 3. But it's likely that Sacred don't get much more than that without a response. Looks like about half of the melee racks taken here. The axe getting fairly low. Slight chains will actually connect onto 2. The Veil is there as well. The Eostyle going to jump forward with the Yule Scepter onto the Ember, and even a glancing blow of the Impale. Benjaz does have his BKB and still standing forward. He will now pop it. Gets the link off, but it's immediately broken. And they need a couple more right clicks to finish off this Rax. Benjaz may just die for the Rax here. As he phases, tries to make it away with the S&Y. Gets slight chains, and now jump forward, BKB. They'll call up the Omni Knight. Epicenter doesn't do much of anything as he has a repel up. And now the Echo Slam connects onto 2. They get the Hex off on Slark, but he's up and fighting again. They'll take out the Lion. He'll get the Shadow Dance off. Lion gonna actually buy back for this one. They lose another. That's gonna be the Benjaz Razor, and everyone very low for Sacred. Leo Style trying to take anyone out that he can. He's gonna jaunt over the east, but he's stuck. And he may end up dying here as well. He's got the Yule Scepter and another phase shift. Blink available as well. And he will just blink off to the south. Deity trying to chase forward. They end up losing 4. And a buyback on Lion. And it is a big, costly high ground breach for Sacred. They still have a considerable lead, but it's a 4K gold swing and a 6K experience swing, going the way of the Dire. They do, however, get what they came for as far as the racks. The lane now eliminated here 27 minutes in.
A prize.
They do feed a gem over, however.
Purification.
So perhaps Infamous can start to attain some map control once again. Bottom lane, Masoku looking to take out the Sark. He's going to pact here right on top and into his death. Perfect overlap from Masoku and King Tekka, and the denial of the tower to pour salt into the wound as well. What a showing from Sacred overall today. Looks like they've shaped up again for this 4th game, and 3rd they may have been feeling a little breezy. Feeling a little loose. Papita, 1 defensive remnant. It's not far behind him. And they have the blink call as well. Epicenter is there with the blade mail. They'll call him up. And now they may even get more. Old Stinger looking to help out his comrade. He's just going to look to TP out under repel. Call is not there in time for King Tekka. And Schofield will do the same, making it back to base. The Slark is up in 3 seconds. And the Ember Spirit, though, on the sidelines for the next little bit. They could certainly opt for the safe play, which would be Roche here, and Sacred seem to be willing to do that. After a very costly bottom lane attempt at breaking high ground. A successful attempt, no less, but one that cost a lot. Hanging around under the cover of his Silver Edge is the Slark. Unfortunately for him, they're so slow at doing Roche that his Shadow Blade expired beforehand. Looks like Masoku spotted him briefly. And that will dissuade any further attempt at Roche until they can secure vision in the area. Deity working on a Scotty. And Leo Style looking to maybe find a split pusher here top lane. King Tekka and Benjaz have a similar thought. Jump forward, he is going to find the call, and they'll get the Slark almost immediately. GA is there, the call's actually going to miss, but they do take him down. Now no repel available for the Omni Knight, he's soon to fall. Gets a Yule Scepter up, but the call should be there. Echo Slam does connect, huge Echo Slam, hits onto 3, but they don't have much more follow-up damage, and now the buyback from King Tekka, he's going to TP in towards the tier 1 top lane. Benjaz finishes off the Ember Spirit, and they want more out of this buyback from the Axe. They can at least get Roche from it. They do end up losing a good few heroes there. Leo Style goes down. And Schofield has been kind of the last saving grace in most of these engagements for his squad. 1700 damage by the Earthshaker. And they lose the Slark immediately at the beginning, seeing him only do 477 damage. Benjaz carrying the load there for his squad. But overall, the Axe has his essentials. In fact, he has luxury items in the Blink Dagger, in the BKB, excuse me, at this point. The Blink Blade Mail being the bare minimum. So to secure the Roche, he won't be terribly unpleased with the decision to buy back. And Benjaz, after kind of being AFK for the first little while, has stormed back into this game, no pun intended. In a big way. He's sitting atop the net worth, as past Leo Styles' puck. They've kept a ceiling on this Deity Slark, who is level 17. Looking to be level 18 shortly, but still, in that case, 5 levels behind, excuse me, Benjaz's Razor. Who's got an Aegis in hand at this point. I guess that was the first Roche of the game. Neither team very good at killing Roshan. Ags is up. Helps them with the push a little bit. They don't have any kind of sort of traditional siege hero here. So certainly a warranted build for Benjaz. It'll help them take out the shrine on the north side of the map for the Dire. Not sure that they're willing to press forward here. But the other shrine is pinged out. And certainly disciplined play from King Tekka's squad in this 4th game where stakes are very high. Up to the high ground they'll go and begin to work on a 2nd shrine here. Deity playing with fire is somewhat nearby the enemy, but he's a Slark. And the chances of the Radiant side having vision near their own Ancients 33 minutes in is relatively slim. That was kind of weird. You see that double animation there? Pepita playing scared in that top lane. Progressed nicely as far as items early on in the game, but since, you know, his pickup of Bot's Veil hasn't done much. Just the Yule Scepter in addition. Now bottom lane, Matthew going to run into Deity. Deity going to back himself away immediately under the cover of smoke. Benjaz does not have a gem or any sort of detection on him. And now bot lane, they need this perfect silence to overlap here. They won't get it. And Pepita, with the slight dodge, is able to zip out. Well, nicely played by the Ember Spirit to keep the game going, essentially. Infamous perfectly positioned here on the high ground. Are going to take out Matthew instantly with an Enchant Totem. Sacred don't seem too concerned about it, though. And still looking to chase. Silver Edge is going to break the Razor. They're going to jump forward, though, for Deity. He's going to get repelled up, and they will jump forward with the Axe. Finds a 2-man call. Can he kill one of them? It'll be the Coddle. Gem is on the deck. King Tekka will pick it up. Looking for more. Deity's just going to get taken out to the Eye of the Storm.
I will see you in the Underscape.
And chasing for more. I guess this is space by the Omni Knight. Not sure why they really are so eager to kill him off, but he's going to try and repel himself up, and now Leo Style will decide not worth his time. He does have bots to make it down towards the mid lane. And looking to close out this series and punch a ticket to California with 2 heroes on the sidelines, neither of which have buyback. Benjaz has been isolated up on the high ground, is Sacred. And now with no units here, his Eye of the Storm will begin to get to work on the tower. He still has an Aegis for the next little bit. Jump forward, call on the east side is going to find one. That's going to be the Earthshaker. BKB still available here. Oh, not available actually for 9 seconds for King Tekka. But Infamous with 2 heroes down won't be overzealous on his initiation. And the second lane of Rax, at least the melee, will be taken down here as the Slark respawns. Pepita looking to find a slight change on anyone he can, as King Tekka looking to go back in on him. Well, think better of it. Ben has a little bit unhealthy, and Matthew could be in a bit of trouble. Slight change will connect onto 2. No follow-up just yet. The Earthshaker for Schofield thinking about it, but not making his move. And yeah, that'll be a second lane eliminated by Sacred side. Both gems in possession. Sacred's in possession of both gems at this point. Scotty completed up here 36 minutes in for Deity as his really only second major item. Did upgrade the Shadow Blade to
Never refuse gold.
Silver Edge.
Double damage.
Working on an Assault Cuirass is Benjaz, and he's not all that far off. I'll only continue to supplement their ability to take these buildings. As they'll pop the pipe barrier and get up to the high ground. Eye of the Storm will be popped as well. Benjaz will dodge the Illuminate and take out the tier 3 very quickly. Now the Hex is going to find them. Deity. Finger of Death is there. Leo Style jumps forward, blows up the Slark. Call will whiff on the east side, but it doesn't really matter as they get 2. No buyback available for Deity. Eye of the Storm finishes the last set of racks, and Mega Creep secured by Sacred, and perhaps even a ticket to California in December, as Infamous's lineup really not that great at dealing with Megas. Pepita has not gone for the Battle Fury Sleight of Fist build. This game becoming ever the more difficult for Infamous now. 2 gems, Mega Creeps on the side of Sacred. So not only are they playing blind, they're farming more slowly, their base is constantly pushed in. And Benjaz with that completes up his AC. They have a Blink Dagger on Masoku as well, so luxury on luxury. Dagon 3 available to Leo Style. And looks like Sacred will convene as a team one more time, huddle up, and look to execute the last play, potentially, of this series. Crimson Guard Pipe Blink on Matthew. He's rich on the Sand King. Gonna get his smoke popped over on the east side. Does he find anyone? It's gonna be Schofield. Blinks over to the east. And jumping forward is King Tekka. He's gonna find the kill already on the Ember Spirit, and a double kill for the Axe, and that is the opening they needed. Somehow my click on the map didn't work, but the GG is called. Deity under Shadow Dance will get called up. Finger of Death down. Triple kill for the captain, King Tekka, the Vato Loco, as he takes Sacred to the Promised Land. And Sacred will give themselves an early Christmas gift, as on December 13, they'll join the likes of OG, Optic, Fnatic, and Kingwood in the Beyond the Summit house in California for the Summit 8. That'll be the conclusion of the SA qualifier, and Sacred looking very sharp all series long. They looked really shaky coming through, especially against Pain Gaming, but definitely kind of dotting their T's, or crossing their T's and dotting their I's near the end. Looked really sharp, very communicative as a unit, and King Tekka propelling them forward in this one. And we saw Leo Style dominate in lane, but King Tekka really looked to find all the openings for his squad. And a great last pick, Axe, which definitely seemed to work out. The laning, always shadowing the Slark with the Axe, and just making Deity's life, you know, the star of Game 3, a living hell. Hope you guys enjoyed the cast all day. Hope you guys have enjoyed your football Sunday as well. On behalf of Beyond the Summit and all of our sponsors, this is going to be the end of the SA qualifiers, guys. Congratulations to Sacred. They're going to make it through to California. If you enjoyed the cast, follow the channel. Follow at Beyond the Summit on Twitter for all the Dota to come. And once again, thank you guys for having me. You can follow me if you enjoyed it over on Twitter at MRP Dota. Shout out to AOC, Sennheiser, Vive, and all of our sponsors. And this one is MRP and BTS signing out. Congrats, Sacred.